Hey everybody, and welcome back to another market review. This is Silent. Again, we're looking at the NASDAQ December contract for 2025. We're starting off with the weekly chart. Again, reflect on the significance of this down close candle that we've been tracking the past couple weeks, and the delivery through the high and the continuation through on the current week's candle. Dropping down to the daily chart. Again, in the previous video, I mentioned to watch this daily buy side imbalance and see if we could draw down into there. And we actually overshot it by quite a lot and tagged into that wick that we were tracking previously on the constant encroachment of that range, and this volume imbalance on the daily chart, which is also Friday's new day opening gap. So we traded down into that range and come off of it and closed up just above the high of that daily buy side imbalance. On the 4-hour chart, again, we had a meltdown from that sell side imbalance. Price delivered down all the way into the low of that buy side imbalance here. Price traded off the low. Price then traded down on this open all the way to the new day opening gap. This is our FOMC event. FOMC gives a nice reversal off the low of that range and comes up. Notice how the 4 hours candles close above the constant encroachment of our daily buy side imbalance. Going into the end of the week, I'm going to stay bullish, and I'll be watching this wick to see how quickly price can drive up through that high after closing above the constant encroachment of that range. On the hourly chart, I just wanted to give a more zoomed in kind of picture on that range. Nothing much more to add. On the hourly, we always have delineations at midnight and our midnight opening price, in case you've ever been wondering that in my previous videos. You can see how price whips down into that new day opening gap and comes off the low, and actually these bodies in here close above the lowest low that was created during the launch period. On the 15-minute chart, we can see how price consolidated during the Asia range. We traded down into that daily buy side imbalance and swept the high of our Asia range, and then did a displacement lower. Price consolidated during the pre-market hours and traded up into that 15-minute sell side imbalance here and our new day opening gap. Price delivers lower, reaches the low of our daily buy side imbalance, and then just before FOMC starts, we whip up, tag the midnight opening price, and then FOMC sinks it. They spend a little time accumulating in here, and then finally one dip down lower again into Friday's new day opening gap, and it was off to a rally, which takes out the high just before FOMC here and the New York open high. Trades back into the new day opening gap and Tuesday's new day opening gap. Notice how price closes today above that buy side imbalance high. On the 5-minute chart, again, just a zoomed in view. I wanted to focus in on the FOMC event price action. So price delivers higher going into the afternoon. FOMC begins here. We create short-term buy side liquidity just below the new day opening gap and wicks through the midnight opening price. Price sinks down and does a significant shift below these two lows here. This candle trades above into this wick and then just sinks lower. Then these blunt ended lows here, price delivers lower and whips up and it's just retracing into this order block. I've refined the order block to the opening price of this up close candle down to the low. Price respects this range very nicely, and we sink it into sell side liquidity one more time. Price does a reversal under the sell side liquidity because we put in an up close candle, then a down close candle, and the down close candle is overlapped. We leave a breakaway gap here. Price delivers with strength through that swing high and overlapping the order block level that we refined, and creates a buy side imbalance through it. We almost take out that buy side liquidity, but price instead takes midnight opening price one more time, drops lower, creates an order block inside this buy side imbalance. You can be a buyer right at the open here, and price delivers into the high just for a quick little short trade there. Very nice. Short in duration, it would be a long position in this. And then price consolidates going into the end of the day. On the 1 minute chart, just wanted to give a nicer look here at our refined levels. Again, price takes out a short-term high, breaks down. All of this range is our 5 minute order block. We trade lower, retrace into that range, reversal here, shift under, respect to this sell side imbalance here and here. Price delivers lower into sell side 3 times into our new day opening gap, and then a strong reversal with very little range to work with in terms of pullbacks. You would just have to pretty much buy any down ticks on lower time frames in here if you wanted to catch any of that, until we finally create our buy side imbalance on the 5 minute chart. And the most clean price action would be from this entry here on the buy side imbalance at the 5 minute. It delivers into our buy side liquidity very nicely. Alright, so that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, leave a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all tomorrow.